how do you deal with picking the right EDI software for your business? Most people out there, they go ahead and they pick the EDI software for their business based on a recommendation. They say, hey, somebody told me to use this company. And then they go ahead and they use that company. And maybe they find out that that's not the right company. Or they find out, hey, that pricing doesn't match what I'm looking for. Or, hey, why is it based on transactions? Or, hey, why is there an annual subscription? Can't I just buy this outright? I'd rather pay a higher fee outright than pay an annual subscription. Who knows? If you're not the right person to be figuring that out, that's the first thing to figure out is you're not the right person that should be selecting the EDI software for your business. What you need to do is you need to have somebody that's going to be able to give you true information, true value for what you're looking for. Typically, I'll go through and I'll ask a bunch of questions. I'll ask them what they're looking for, what they're trying to do, what's their 1 year, 2 year, 5 year plan, what's their current need, what's their future need, what do they know that they can tell me about their business processes and those type of things. A lot of organizations just jump into it because they're like, hey, I want to start dealing with Walmart or AFES or whoever it may be. So let me just jump in and I'm going to go with whoever they tell me to go to. Typically, they'll give you a list. They're not going to give you I would specifically use this person because they don't want to be held accountable for that. Whereas if you use a consultant like myself or my organization, or somebody on staff that's done this numerous times, or somebody that you know and you can trust, you can sit there and you can ask them those questions and you can say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. My tech stack is, I deal with on-prem or I don't deal with on-prem products. I'm all cloud-based, any of those type of things. So picking the right software, it's not the easiest thing to do, but usually you want to have the right people. You want to have the right person, the right individual, somebody that's going to lead you and say, hey, I've been doing hundreds or thousands of these and I can give you some insight. Tell me what you're looking for. Ask you those questions, not gear you and say you should go with this specific product. If you reach out to these organizations, they're a salesperson typically. They want to sell you on their product, on who they are, what they do, all of those things. So are you going to want to do that? Yeah, if you just want to get in, spend money, and that maybe you're with the wrong solution down the road. So some of the challenges faced by companies new to EDI and how they overcome them is they're really looking at how do I get EDI up and running? Or I have EDI up and running. And this software, I inherited it. It's been here for 20, 30 years. The people that were supporting it are no longer here, but it runs, it does its thing. There's no problems, any of that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? With any software, with anything else, whenever you think that there's not a problem, there is a problem. Whether it be response times, whether it be chargebacks, whether it be sunsetted software, whether it be any of those different things that you have occurring, or maybe you're moving to a different ERP or WMS or TMS system, and your current EDI software doesn't do API communications, it doesn't do it successfully, it doesn't do a certain file format like JSON. It wasn't built for that, so it doesn't know how to handle that. There's a lot of different things that you might inherit with an existing system that is inhibiting you from growing. So think about it. What's going on there? What do you have in place? What are your challenges? What are the things that you're running up against? Where are you scratching your head, beating your head against the wall? What are you doing that doesn't make sense? Again, it's having the right team in place to help you make the right decision on choosing the right software or choosing the right platform or even choosing the right EDI provider. Because typically those providers are only going to tell you the good. They're not going to tell you the bad. They're not going to tell you their shortcomings. They're not going to tell you what their SLA is. They're not going to lead you into all of those things, and they're going to try to hide those hidden fees that all of a sudden you find out about that, hey, I want to add a new user to the platform. Well, to add a new user, this is what it's going to cost you monthly. Oh, and while you pay that monthly, this is what we're extending your contract. What do you mean you're extending my contract? Well, we made a change and you agreed to it. You didn't read those small little terms that are there. You know, it's sort of along the same aspects of where I'm talking to clients and they're going, well, how do you charge? And I literally say to them, how do you want to be charged? I can tell you what our hourly fee is. I can tell you that we charge for 15-minute increments. I can tell you all of those beautiful things about my company, but we're pretty much a la carte. Do you want fixed fee? Do you want hourly? How do you want it to pan out? If it's fair for my organization, it's fair for your organization, then it should work. Monthly subscription, overall fixed fee, hourly fee as time and material, all of those different things. Well, I have that flexibility. Most EDI software and providers that are out there don't have that flexibility. They have stringent requirements, stringent things for how they charge for their platform or for their solution. So again, it's figuring those things out. Do you want it annually? Do you want straight up license that you pay for, and then you maybe have a second year maintenance fee? What kind of support do you get out the gate? What's their SLAs? What are they doing for you that you don't have to do for yourself? Are they doing project management? Or do you have to do that? Do you have to get all the teams together and have everybody interacting with each other? What do you need to do? What do you need to maintain? What is it that is on your shoulders? And have you done that before? Some companies haven't. Some companies don't have the people. Some people don't have the experience. Some people don't have the combination. Some people don't have the time. You know, but when you're figuring out who's that EDI solution provider, who's that which software to use, there's like 30 questions, 40 questions that you should go through. And those questions might actually become smaller depending on an answer. You'll find when you look out there for EDI software, on-prem, license-based, buy it. That, when I got into this 25 years ago, that was everything. There wasn't cloud-based. Everything was on-prem, everything was licensed. You installed it on a server, you did all of that. 25 years later, it's far and few between. There's not a lot of companies that do that. There's not a lot of software that's out there that allows you to install it, put it in a cloud of your own, private cloud essentially as it's called, or install it on a server. You pay a one-time fee, and then you have a residual for maintenance and that kind of stuff. There's also some that have different levels of support. There you have their premier support, their medium support, and their, hey, you got the software, you're lucky we are even talking to you support. A lot of people hesitate or shy away from having actual phone calls. You can reach my team via our cell phones, email, whatever it may be, but can you do the same thing with those EDI service providers? Can you do the same thing with the software solution provider that's giving you that product that you're paying an annual subscription for? Or do they direct you that everything should be found online? Use our knowledge base, use our community, and talk to us. Yeah, we'll get back to you in 24 to 48 hours. You're in the queue, or an automated ticket response. What don't you want? What are your headaches? What don't you enjoy? Why would you increase that pain by selecting somebody that doesn't make sense? So if you have somebody that's out there that compares products, compares solution providers, compares all these things, because this is what we live and breathe, that makes more sense. It gets the job done. You can't all of a sudden, pull out 25 years of knowledge and hand it to somebody. I wish I could, because then my team, heck, we'd grow exponentially. And it would be so much easier if I could just pluck out the knowledge and share it with everybody on my team. Not only my own, but the individuals I have that I'm fortunate to have on my team that have been doing this for decades, pulled their knowledge out, provided amongst each other, whether it's in transportation, EDI, or pharmaceuticals, or drug manufacturing, or healthcare claims, or retail, whatever it may be. That's typically not the case. So when you're looking at these different entities and these different companies, also understand that you're going to have a first level support typically, you're going to have a second level support, and then you're going to have developer support. Usually a combination all throughout. You're not talking to the people that have been doing this forever. They're usually hidden behind multiple layers of individuals or passwords or whatever to just get a hold of them. But typically your best resource, if you have it, if they allow you, call them. Call them, get you a quicker response. If you're not seeing a response within your certain timeline from an email, you want to make sure that they got it. Make sure that it's in their system. Make sure that they know this is a priority. I need this fixed. I need all that. And if you don't have the time to manage that aspect of follow-up, well, that could be a problem too. So it's going about, it's figuring out these things, moving through, figuring out your questions of what's going on. For those who are new to EDI and are exploring different EDI software options, talking to salespeople at different managed EDI service companies who are trying to sell you the product is not really get you to the bottom of your business process and how their product can help you accomplish it, all those things. I'm not trying to offend any of the salespeople that are out there. You're doing your job. You're trying to get them on your product or on your platform and doing all of those things. But typically your salespeople are not your EDI expert. In my case, guess what? I get to be the salesperson, CEO, owner of EDI Support LLC, and I've happened to do this for 25 years. Do you get that when you reach out to these other organizations? Probably not. That's because I'm tech heavy. I am the only salesperson on my team. Everybody else is technical, just like me. I just happen to have to also fill that role. So it's asking the right questions to determine the right partner in your business. If you're not able to do that, then you need to find somebody that can do that for you. Those individuals and those people are the ones that are going to help you. They're the ones that are going to keep you straight. Those are the ones that are going to be like, hey, this is the path that I've run down. Here's the issues that are going on. We need to watch out for this. Here's the pros, the cons, as I say, the good, the bad, the ugly, those different things that are going on. So you want to do that. You want to find that person that can help you, whether you have them on your team or not on your team, or you find a consulting organization. There's not a lot of us out there. It's weird. It's like a black box. You might find one individual, but to find a team of EDI consultants or API consultants and integration people, we're far and few between. A lot of us are working for certain organizations that are creating software, that are service providers, that are whatever it may be. And we only know what we've been taught that's in front of us. Some of us have had the mixed use of seeing all the different ones that are out there. You can rattle them off, you can name them. Others have not. So maybe their information's a little bit more, I don't want to say closed-minded, but not open to everything that's out there in the ETL or MFT or whatever acronym you feel like throwing out there to make yourself sound smart. At least that's what I've found over the years, is a lot of people throw those out there and it's like, well, what does that mean? It just means I'm smarter than you. No, it really doesn't. Clients need it broken down. They need to know, okay, MFT, what is that? Oh, you mean how we move data, FTP or setting up AS2 or whatever it may be. So we try here at EDI Support not to talk over top of people. We try to give you advice, give you education, do all of those things. That's why I do these LinkedIn live sessions now. So if you need anything, if you have that you're running through and you're looking at your existing EDI solution provider or service provider or any of those things, or you're trying to figure out, like, who should I be talking to? Should I be talking to an EDI expert? Should I be talking to somebody that can help me? along with talking to a salesperson, let's first figure out which one would make sense before you start just randomly out there talking to people. You know, you have to walk before you can run. And if you decide that you're just going to run, well, you're going to also run into problems, and you're going to have headaches, and you're going to have issues come about, and it's not going to work out nicely. And then you'll probably find EDI Support LLC, and you'll say, hey, we have all these issues. How can you fix us? How can you do this? And I'll go, hey, who are you using? And if you say, I'm using this individual, I'm going to say, okay, understand that their platform doesn't give you the keys to the kingdom. Their platform, the pricing, it's going to increase as your number of documents increase, all of those things. So again, it's linking up before you make that decision, before you move from the existing system that you have in-house to another system, unless you have somebody that's been doing EDI for years. If you do, great, perfect. They've done implementations, and they've done project management, and they've set up trading partners, and they've done all of those things, and they know all the pros and cons of all the products and everything that's out there. Perfect. If not, you need to find that individual, or you need to find that company that can help you. You don't want to fall in the space of having issues where you can't get them resolved.